The Lost Colony of Roanoke, America's first great mystery. Every nation has its ghost stories, but America's first and perhaps greatest mystery began not with ghosts, but with the dream of a new world. The year was 1587, before Plymouth, before Jamestown, before America became America. Over 100 men, women, and children stepped onto the shores of Roanoke Island. They came with hope. They came with faith. They came to build a future, and then they vanished. No bodies, no graves, no clues, except a single word carved into the bark of a tree: CROATOAN. For more than 4 centuries, historians, treasure hunters, and storytellers have asked, what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Tonight, you don't just revisit the history. We walk into the mystery. The dream of a new world. In the late 16th century, Europe was restless. Empires were rising. Spain had claimed half the world. Portugal guarded its seas. England, still finding its place, looked westward with envy. Sir Walter Raleigh, adventurer, courtier, and dreamer, received permission from Queen Elizabeth I to plant a colony in the New World. The idea was bold: create a permanent English settlement on the edge of the unknown. The chosen land? Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is today North Carolina. A place of forests, rivers, and fertile soil. A place where England's future could begin. But dreams in the New World were fragile. The first attempts. In 1585, the first settlers arrived. Soldiers, explorers, men hardened by ambition. But they found no paradise. Supplies dwindled. Relations with local tribes soured. Disease crept in. When Sir Francis Drake stopped by with his fleet, the settlers abandoned everything and sailed back to England. The colony was left behind, its homes empty, its dream unfinished. But Raleigh would not give up. A second expedition was prepared. This one different. Not just soldiers, but families, farmers, artisans, women, and children. This was no longer an outpost. It was meant to be a home. A colony is born. In 1587, 115 settlers landed on Roanoke. Among them was John White, the governor, and his pregnant daughter, Eleanor Dare. In August of that year, Eleanor gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born on American soil. For a moment, hope lived again, but cracks soon appeared. Supplies were short. Conflict with tribes returned. The settlers begged White to return to England and bring help. Reluctantly, he agreed. John White left his daughter, his granddaughter, and the entire colony behind, promising to return swiftly. He had no idea it would be the last time he would ever see them. The vanishing. John White sailed back to England. But fate intervened. Spain launched the Armada against England in 1588, and every ship was needed for war. White's return was delayed, not for months, but for years. When at last he returned to Roanoke in 1590, 3 years had passed. He found only silence. The settlement was deserted, no signs of battle, no signs of life. Homes dismantled, as if taken apart carefully, not abandoned in haste. The only clue? The word CROATOAN, carved into a wooden post. The name of a nearby island, home to the Croatan tribe. But the settlers themselves? Gone. Theories of fate. What happened to the lost colonists? For centuries, theories have swirled. Assimilation with tribes. Many believe the colonists joined the Croatan or other native tribes. Some oral histories even tell of people with gray eyes and European features living among them. Starvation or disease. Others argue they simply perished, worn down by hunger, disease, or harsh winters. Spanish attack. Some suspect Spain, furious with English expansion, may have wiped them out in secret. The Lost Dare stones. In the 20th century, stones were discovered in the Carolinas with inscriptions claiming to be from Eleanor Dare, detailing the colony's suffering. Many were later exposed as forgeries, but doubt lingers. And then, of course, there are the legends, whispers of witchcraft, of spirits guarding the land, of the colonists vanishing into the shadows of history itself. Why Roanoke matters. The Lost Colony of Roanoke is more than a historical puzzle. It's a story that shaped America's identity. It was a warning that the New World was unforgiving. It was a lesson that survival required cooperation, not conquest. And it was a reminder that every beginning comes with risk. Without Roanoke, there may have been no Jamestown, no Plymouth, no United States. The mystery still haunts us, not because we lack an answer, but because the silence left behind feels deliberate. A hole in history, as if America itself began with a secret. A legacy of mystery. Even today, archaeologists dig along the Carolina coast, hoping for bones, artifacts, or undeniable proof. Every shard of pottery, every coin, every trace fuels the debate. Yet perhaps the true legacy of Roanoke is that it reminds us of the fragility of human ambition. 100 men, women, and children crossed an ocean to begin a new life, and they disappeared without a trace. The truth may yet be found, or it may be that the lost colony will remain what it has always been, America's first and greatest unsolved mystery. So what do you think? Did the settlers join the tribes and live on in secret? Were they wiped out by disease or storm? Or did something far stranger happen on those Carolina shores? History gives us fragments. Mystery gives us meaning. And somewhere between the two lies the story of Roanoke. Pause. Fade to black with whispering words. Some beginnings are never meant to be finished.